You know how sometimes the very thing that makes you strong can also be your biggest weakness? Well, we're about to jump into a really simple fable that gets right to the heart of that idea, and it reveals something powerful about where strength really comes from. So, here's the central question, and it's a real head-scratcher, right? Can the most powerful creature out there be saved by, well, the most vulnerable? I mean, on the surface, that sounds like a big no way. But the answer to this really gets to what we all tend to misunderstand about power. All right, let's dive into our story. We're setting the scene in a place where the rules of power seem pretty clear-cut. A huge, ancient forest, basically ruled by tooth and claw. And sitting right at the top of that food chain, the very top, is Raja. He is the undisputed king. He's powerful, he's majestic, and everyone is terrified of him. Looking from the outside, you'd think he has it all, but something is really wrong. Yeah, because here's the cruel twist of his reign. His incredible power has built this fortress of solitude all around him. The very thing that makes him the king is also what guarantees he is completely and utterly alone. Every other creature just sees a predator, not a person they could ever connect with. But you know, that rigid, old-school hierarchy of the forest? It's about to get completely turned on its head. And the thing that's going to change it all? It shows up in the most unexpected way you can imagine. Just picture this for a second. Raja, the lonely king, suddenly sees something he has never, ever seen before. A creature not running away from him, but walking towards him. It's a tiny little mouse named Chintu, and he's breaking every single rule of survival by just walking right up to the tiger. And then he speaks. And with that one simple question, Chintu just shatters the whole illusion of the fearsome king. He doesn't see a threat. He sees someone who's sad. He's the first creature to ever actually see Raja. And it turns out, courage like that, it's contagious. Watching this whole scene from the shadows is a clever cat named Minu, and she realizes something really profound is happening here. Instead of just seeing prey and a predator, she sees a connection forming, and she decides to bring her smarts into this little group. So Minu just puts it out there, a proposal that sounds like the beginning of a bad joke, right? A tiger, a cat, and a mouse. Friends, in this forest, that's not just weird, it's a complete violation of how things are supposed to work. But it's happening. So what we're seeing here is a total clash of what it means to be strong. On one side, you've got the old school model, raw physical power, dominance, which, as we saw, leads to being totally alone. And on the other side, a brand new model is popping up, courage, cleverness, and connection. They don't have Raja's muscles for sure, but they have something way more resilient. They have each other. Okay, so you've got this amazing, impossible friendship. But a friendship that breaks all the rules, you just know it's going to get tested. And for this new little crew, the ultimate test is right around the corner, and it arrives in the form of a hunter's trap. And just like that, bam! All of Raja's physical power, his dominance, it's completely useless. He's trapped, totally helpless. The king of the forest, the top predator, has been taken down not by some big rival, but by a simple rope net. Suddenly, all that strength means nothing. And this is the moment. This is where their totally different kinds of strength come together perfectly. Chintu's small size, which you'd think is a weakness, is actually the key to getting through the ropes. And Minu's cleverness, which is no match for a tiger's raw power, is the perfect tool to distract the hunter. By themselves, they were weak, but together, they pull off something the mighty Raja could never have done alone. They get him free. So, Raja's free. Phew. But the story isn't over, not even close. Because the rescue, that was the action. Now comes the lesson. It's just 4 simple words, but wow, they signal a massive shift. In that moment, Raja isn't the king anymore. He's taken on a new title, friend. He finally gets it, that his so-called invincibility was actually a prison, and that real power comes from being able to count on others. And this right here is the beautiful idea at the heart of this whole story. Real friendship isn't about finding people who are just like you. It's about seeing how all our differences, our unique skills and ways of looking at the world, can actually come together to build something way stronger than any one person. It's about caring for each other being the ultimate superpower. So, let's just boil it down. What can we really take away from this? First, courage isn't about how big you are. It's about what you do. Second, Our differences aren't things that should keep us apart. They're actually the building blocks of real strength. And finally, the big lesson Raja learned. True power isn't about making people fear you. It's about being someone others value. And really, this whole fable is kind of holding up a mirror, isn't it? It's asking us to look at our own lives and think about it. Who are the unlikely people? The small but brave ones, the clever and kind ones, who have rescued you in ways you never saw coming? Who are the unexpected heroes in your story?